Good morning, everyone. I am Katta Ravi Teja, and I am from Hyderabad, Telangana, and I am born onto Tamil Nadu cadre. I am from 2020 batch of IAS, and my basic introduction is I have completed my graduation from IIT Delhi in mechanical engineering. But however, my optional in the civil service examination was mathematics. So I have, and also since I have prepared for JEE during my plus 1, plus 2, I had a little knack for mathematics, and that is the reason I have taken maths. And also because of that background, I was a little comfortable in my CSAT paper. So I gave 3 attempts, 2017, 2018 and 2019. In all 3 attempts, I could score easily more than 130 in all 3 papers, which is double the cutoff. That is 66 is your cutoff, so I could score around more than 130 on an average. So, and the reason for my comfort in aptitude or CSAT is because I prepared during my plus 1, plus 2 for that, and also during my graduation in college, I used to take up some maths courses because maths, I used to like it. So, so that is my basic introduction. But today, what I've seen in general also with regard to CSAT is most of the aptitude related problems are somewhat related to your school education only. Only thing is, since we have lost touch over the period of time, we might not recollect those simple facts. So today, and also there are a lot of classes online which have solutions for CSAT and which have thorough key analysis and everything. So the value addition of this particular class would be only to remove your fear from CSAT. Because what I feel is, if you have that burden on your head of that fear, then automatically brain switches off. So this value addition, I'll be doing the solutions also, but main focus will be to remove your fear for CSAT. Because if I remove that fear, you already have that talent to solve the questions. It's not new. It's only the school mathematics. I'll just recollect or remind those facts to you and remove that fear. Then you will be on your own to solve the paper. Okay. And since this is the first class and there are people watching online also, I would like to say that any kind of doubts you have or any kind of suggestions or corrections you have regarding the class, please let me know, because this is the first time I'm taking a class. And also we will evolve over the process with your suggestions and with your corrections. So, and while solving also, if you have any doubt, please let me know. I'll stop then and there and clarify your doubt, and then we'll go, because that baggage of doubt should not be there as we proceed. And also CSAT, another tip I would like to give before starting is, if you see, one is obviously that school mathematics that you have to do. Second, most of the questions are repetitive. Like what is asked in 2019 was asked in 2018 already and was asked in 2017 already. So if you see most of the models, they are repetitive. So if you learn the models properly, you can just implement the same in the next year's paper. So be thorough with the models. One model, if you solve some 2-3 questions, you will be comfortable with the that particular model of questions, and you will be comfortable in the final exam also. And if you see in 2021 paper that we are going to solve now, out of 80 questions in CSAT, around 53 questions are aptitude. So another point I would like to make clear is we will concentrate only on aptitude in these classes, because comprehension is part of English, and also the answers are very subjective, and we don't know until the UPSC releases the key. But aptitude on the other side is very determinative. You can easily know the solution, and there is only one correct answer in most of the times. So, and out of 80 questions, there are 53 questions which are aptitude. So that is nearly 66% of your paper, and you need only 33% to qualify. So even if you do your aptitude also properly, you will be easily sailing through the paper to CSAT. Okay, so with that, we'll just start the paper. So just before starting CSAT, I would like to give a context on why CSAT is important for us. It should not be a burden for you, and you should also understand the objective of why we have such a paper called aptitude, why it was introduced, and what is the use of CSAT in our administration or bureaucracy. So if you see this, long back we did not have democratic governments, we had empires, and those empires had large armies, they had large food production, and they had to serve a very big population. And if you see, this need for data management and data analysis is not a new one. It has been from time immemorial. So even empires had to have this, they had to collect taxes, they had to give their military supplies, and also they had to maintain calendars and all their expenditure at one place. And it was also seen that this was not possible with human brain. After a point, you can't store every information in your brain. You had to express it somewhere else, so that, and also you could not, once a person dies with this brain, he can't transfer the information to another person. So they had to invent some methodology in order to categorize this data and transfer it to the next generations. So that was a basic need of data management, and so this is very core to our bureaucracy or administration. So if you see, this goes parallel. Bureaucracy and numbers and data are like go parallel everywhere. So without data there is no bureaucracy, and without bureaucracy there is no need of data management as such. So if you see around this, you must be knowing the Sumerian, which is near the Mesopotamian area. So around 3500 BC, they have started a methodology to process the information. And you will be interested to know that this is when writing actually started. So writing was not started with, like some Shakespeare literature and all. It started with numbers. The first thing written was actually a number. It was not a word. So the writing system per se was developed because you wanted to have number management, not a word management. Okay, so that is the origins of data management. That is how important is data for us. So if you ask me, what is the data management, or what is the analytical part we need to know in bureaucracy now? So I'll just give you my own example. I don't want to bore you with all the general data. I'll just give you my live example. So I have got trained in Tiruvannamalai. I was assistant collector trainee in Tiruvannamalai for the past 1 year. And what I found is, even on the field, even in district, you go through a lot of data management. And if you see in offices also, I was wondering what secretaries or IAS officers used to do in their offices while I was in preparation like you. But now that I have seen and I've got a glimpse, I feel more than 50% of the time goes in data only. In Tamil Nadu, there's a common give me the format. So format means there will be already a data format. Let's say if you want to find out vaccination of the state, then you will have a proper format. You will have district wise, starting from Ariyalur to Virudunagar, from A to alphabetical order. Then you will have how much percentage have been vaccinated first dose, how much percentage vaccination second dose, how many more to be done. So let's say if you are under agriculture, how many loans have to be disbursed, or how many relief measures have taken. So everything has a format, everything has a data associated with it. So I'll just give you a glimpse on Tiruvannamalai. So as part of my dissertation in Tiruvannamalai, I was taking interest in the maternal mortality rates. So Tiruvannamalai is one of the backward districts in terms of maternal mortality. So my dissertation, I have taken this topic. So in my analysis, what I found is, so if you can see this graph, careful look, you will find that lot of deaths happen at the 40th week of the pregnancy. So this is the number of weeks that pregnancy, the mother is of pregnancy, like this is 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 18 weeks. So if you see, and this is the deaths, number of percentage of deaths happened. So if you see at 40th week, normally 42 weeks or 41 weeks is when delivery happens. At 40 weeks also it happens. But at 40th week, you have seen 32% of deaths. So just by a glimpse of this graph, you will know that this is a very problematic area. Why? And also, if you have a basic understanding of health system, which you will be learning in your GS also, this is primary healthcare, initial part. This is secondary healthcare, and this is tertiary healthcare. So even a 6th class students will say there is a problem in tertiary healthcare. So this is a basic, and this data is available with everyone. Only thing is, no one has put it in this way so far. At least in our district, I've seen that when I have done this, no one has done it in this particular way of seeing at what week so many deaths happen. So, okay, we found out that tertiary is the problem. That is the medical colleges. Then next logical step was, what is the problem? So this is a little complicated. I'll just give you another slide. Yeah, so this one. So then we have to see what is the problem in tertiary care. So if you see medical colleges across the state, right from Tirupur, Tiruvannamalai, these are all the district medical colleges. If you see here, on y-axis we have delivery load per position. So basically this is simply saying how many deliveries one doctor makes in a month on an average. This is what it tells. and this tells about your which hospital and which district. So if you see, Tiruvannamalai Medical College has 121 deliveries per position. That means one doctor in medical college will take care of 120 deliveries per month, which is a very big load, very big load. Trust me, this is a very big load. And if you see other developed places like Coimbatore, then you have Chennai and all, they have in the area of 20-25 deliveries per doctor. So where is the problem exactly? It is in the vacancies. So there are very less doctors in Tiruvannamalai Medical College to handle this load. So this also no one has done, at least in our district so far. I could do it because part of my dissertation. So what happened? So this is only analysis part. So what you have to understand is analysis in itself is not important. You should see what you have to take, and that is, as bureaucrats and as IAS officers, you have to take decision based on this data. So data analysis is not 100% thing. It just helps you in taking decisions. So that is the importance of data. So just to conclude the story, so after we have sent this data to our NHM director, National Health Mission director, and we have told him that this is the problem. And also there was similar analysis for the infrastructure also. We had very less beds and all. So he was kind enough. As soon as we sent I showed this to my collector, then we drafted a DO letter, we sent it to NHM director, and he was kind enough. Immediately on the 2 days within he received the letter, he granted us 2 new floors for our Tiruvannamalai Medical College. So, and why it happened? Because someone could do this analysis and show them this is the picture on the ground. So you need to take action based on this. If you take, there will be improvement in the health outcomes of the district. And similarly, vacancy was less, so we wrote a letter to our Director Medical Education, and he also said he will improve in the next, whenever there is an intake of doctors, he will give us more doctors the next time. So basically what I want to say with this is, why is CSAT important is because you will develop that knack of analysis while you are solving those questions. You will have a knack for mathematics, you will have knack for numbers, and you will have knack for analysis, which you can implement once you are on the field in a better way, which will actually help your public. So this decreasing MMR is a very big thing for the district. It will help a lot of those poor mothers who can't, who don't have enough nutrition or who don't have enough health care, and their lives are lost unfortunately because of this. And we as administrators can fill this gap by giving this analysis. So having said that, given that context, we'll start solving the paper of CSAT 2021 paper. And as I said, this is the first time we are doing this. So any suggestions or any corrections or any doubts you have, any queries you have, please stop me in between. If you don't understand the language also, please stop me. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Because as I said, I can speak in Tamil, but that Tamil you will not understand. So better I stick to English, and we'll make sure as many people as possible will understand these concepts, okay? So this is the first question. And this is booklet A, just for the question number if you want. Booklet A of CSAT 2021. The first question is, 3 power 2019 is divided by 10. Then what is the remainder? Okay. So as an aspirant who is not comfortable with CSAT, what I can understand is, but the moment he sees this number, gone. He will not solve beyond this. And it is saying that how can we know dividing 200, 300 by 10, we know dividing 1350 by 10 also we know. But how do we divide this number, which is not in a proper number format also? You have to first understand this number, then divide it by 10 and then find the remainder. This is where first blockade comes and people stop. They don't go beyond this. The moment they, and also remember, this is, we are solving in a cool atmosphere, but in exam there will be an added pressure of time and also other questions. So most of the people, they see this, they read this question and that's it, they drop off. But again, as I said, just that inertia you remove, and you just think that this is a school mathematical, maybe your 8th class mathematics. Let's see how it is done, okay. So I know 3 power 2019 is given. What I have to understand is, understand the nature of number 3. So if you have 3 power 1, the answer is 3. If you have 3 power 2, the answer is 9. If you have 3 power 3, the answer is 27. And if you have 3 power 4, the answer is 81. Okay, so this is all I need to solve this question, and which everyone of us already knows. What is 3 1, 3 square, 3 cube and 3 power 4. Maybe this you don't know, but you can just calculate and find out. So how will you solve this question with this information? So if you see 3 power, so what does it mean is the units place is 1. Now you all know that 1 into 3 is 3, 1 into 5 is 5, 1 into 6 is 6. That means anything I multiply with 3 power 4, the units, let's say if 3 power 4 is there, I multiply it with some random number, let's say 9. What will be the units place? Because I know that it is 81 at the end, if I multiply by 9, the answer, this units place will become 9. I don't want what is 9 into 8 and what is all this. I just know that units place will be 1. I'll just make it easier. And I also know 1 into 1 is 1. Is there any doubt with regard to that? Yeah, so 1 into 1 is 9, 1 into 1 is 1. So what I'll do, 3 power 2019, I'll just divide into like this. 3 power 4 into 3 power 4 into 3 power 4, so on. Can I do this? So whenever we say, let's say if it is just for your help, let's say we write 3 power 10, we can always write it as 3 power 5 plus 5, yeah, 10 is 5 plus 5, you can always write it as 3 power 5 into 3 power 5. Okay, this is a basic power law you have learned in power law. You leave the name, you leave all those jargons and all, you just understand this. 3 power 10, 10 you can write 5 plus 5, and 5 plus 5 means you can always write 3 power 5 into 3 power 5. Is this clear? Any doubt in this? If you have any doubt, you can stop me right then and there. Okay, this is another basic law. 3 power 5 into 3 power 5. So similarly, if I write 2019, I can write 2019 as, is this visible to all of you? So 2019, I can write it as 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus so on. Up till what point can I write? Now we all know 2016 is divided by 4. Yeah. So all this comes under, let's say all this comes under 2016. Plus you can write it as 3. Yeah. So this is like 504 times. So basically 2019 is 504 into 4 plus 3. Got it? So you can write it as 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Like that you can write 504 times. Plus you have a number called 3. So using this information, and all, again remember, this is basic maths that I am going on. Any doubt you have, please stop me. Okay. So having known this information, what I'll write is 3 power 4 into 3 power 4 into 3 power 4 into last I will again write 3 power 4 into 3 power 3. Okay. And this I'll write 504 times. Okay. So if you write 504 times, we all know 3 power 4 is 81. So here it is 1, 1, 1, 1, so on. You have 504 times 1. So if you multiply them, the end digit will again be 1. Any doubt in this? You have any doubt? You can ask me if you have any doubt. So this is like 81 into 81 into 81, so on, 81 into 27. Okay. So can someone tell me what will be the only units place of this entire thing that I am doing? 7. Why? Because you have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 into 7. So final, the number will be very big, but we are not bothered about it. We are only bothered about the units place. It will be 7. This much we know. So now 3 power 2019 is end number, it ends with 7. Okay, that is what we have found out. So now another basic thing, if let's say you want to divide 23 by 10, can someone tell me what will be the remainder? 3, because it is 20, it is like 2 into 10 plus 3. Similarly, if you want to divide 57 by 10, it will be 5 into 10 plus 7. So remainder will be 7 here, remainder will be 3 here. That means whatever is in the units place, if you divide with 10, that will be the remainder. Okay, this is another basic fact. Now we know that this number ends with 7. So if you divide it with 10, then you know whatever is in the units place will be the remainder. Here you see 3 is 3, 7 is 7. So something which is ending with 7, if you divide it by 10, the answer will be, the remainder will be 7. So your answer is 7. Okay, so so the point in CSAT is, first you should remove the fear, and secondly you have to see how can you divide the question into smaller parts. Each part is important. Each part, again, it's like basic steps. So it's like a journey of 1,000 miles start with one initial mile, one initial step. So it is something like this. If you have a very tough problem, just break it into smaller parts. Each part will be a simpler part. If you just look at it, it will be a very big thing. But if you can just go through each part of it, it will be simple things. So firstly, you have to understand that any number which ends with the last digit, whatever it is, that will be the remainder when you divide it by 10. This is a basic law we all know. Second, we know how to write this 3 parts 2019 into a smaller parts. Third, we know that units place only matters, so we just take the units place and find the units place. Once you find the units place as 7, the answer is 7. So this is a a basic way of solving any question is divide the question into subparts. Each subpart you try to solve, and then you will get the final answer. Okay, any doubt? We can proceed to the next question. This is another question. So they have given how many? 11 digit number they have given, and they are saying it is divisible by 7. So what is the value of digit p? So they are saying this number is divisible by 7. So if it is divisible by 7, then what should be the value of p? That is the question they are asking. So if you see in number theory, there are a lot of divisibility rules. If you say number 3, let's say if any number is a multiple of 3, then if you add the digits of those number, that sum will also be divisible by 3. That is the rule for divisibility of 3. Similarly, divisibility of 9, if you add all the numbers, let's say if I add 2, so if I add this 279, how do I know whether it is divisible by 9 or not? I simply add the digits, 2 plus 7 plus 9. That gives me 18. And since 18 is divisible by 9, we can say that this number is divisible by 9. This is the basic divisibility rule of 9. But unfortunately, we don't have any divisibility rule for 7. 7 is a very tricky number, and there is no particular divisibility rule for 7 per se. But what we have to do, again, go back to your simple school mathematics again. And this, trust me, this I can actually give it to school students also, because whenever I go to schools in inspection also in Tiruvannamalai, whenever I used to go, I used to give them, because we all know that math and reading skills in India and in Tamil Nadu are not to the desired extent. People of 5th class can't do 2nd class maths, and people of 8th class can't do 5th class maths. So whenever in future also, if you go to any of these schools for inspection, give them a basic divisibility test. Like you just say, okay, tell me what is 53 divided by 6. This, just you give this to 8th class student in our schools, and you will find that not many are able to solve this. So that's a sorry state of affairs. But since you all are preparing for civil service examination, you should not make this mistake. And since most of you are engineers also, so you must be knowing how to do this. You are not 8th class students. So how do we go? Again, simple. We'll go back to our school maths. We'll keep the number here. We'll write the dividend here. Yeah. So how do you go about this? You know, 7 5s is 35. So you get Mendes 2. then you drop the next number 9. This is all simple math, so I'm just going like this. Then 7 4s is 28, then your remainder is 1, then you drop 8 here, then 7 2s is 14, so that is 4, and you drop 1 here. Okay, so I'll just write it beside. Okay, there's no space here. So you drop 41, so let's say you take 41, then you have 7 5s as again 35, so this is 6, then you drop the next number here 62, then 7 8 is 56, you have 6 here, you drop 5 again, next number, 7 9s is 63, you get 2. Okay, if you want to just copy, you can copy. So basically what I have done is simply dividing this dividend with the divisor of 7, and this is the quotient that we are getting. So you keep on doing this one by one, 7 5s, then you take the remainder, drop the next term. How do we do in normal basic mathematics? So once we get at this number, you got 2. Now 65 minus 63 is 2. So next number that you drop is P, 2P. Okay. So now you don't know what this 2P is. 2P can be anything. P is like 0 to 9. It can be 9 possible ways. And you have to find out that next. So if you just so what that essentially boils down to is 2P 369 by 7. So if you can say for what value of P this entire number becomes divisible by 7. So if you go a pure theoretical mathematics, what you have to do, you have to assume P is some random number, then go on dividing and find out. But we don't have that much time here. What we can do, simply see the options. You just go through the options. You have only 4 possibilities. Since he has given, the answer must be here. 1 6 7 9. So what you have to do, you put instead of P, you will have time in exam. So what you do, you make different cases. You just make 7 2 1 3 6 9, 7 2 6 3 6 9, 7 2 7 3 6 9, and 7 divided by 2 9 3 6 9. Okay, so just you have 4 simple divisions to make. You will find out that only in one of these cases the remainder will be 0. If the remainder is 0, that means it is divisible by 7. So another tip, or you can write down somewhere, another tip for CSAT is, when you find that the time is long, like it is taking very long time to solve the question, just go through the options. Substitute the option there, and you will have only 4 possibilities in every question. So just substitute it and you will get the answer faster. You need not go, you are not writing some research paper or some essay or some theoretical paper. You are just writing maths, which is a competitive exam. Again, remember, this is a competitive exam. You need not score the highest. All you need to do is you should be better than your competitor. So you should be faster when compared to your competitors. How will that be? Is by seeing what makes you do it or solve it faster. So this is how you just substitute, and you will find out that this will be the answer. In this case, 26369 will be divisible by 7. You can just check it. It's a basic mathematics. Since you are not allowed to take calculators, but this is not a big thing. This is a 6th class thing, so you can do it. Any doubts with respect to this question? You can ask me. Please don't be afraid of asking questions also, because that is more important than answers. In my opinion, who asks more questions will actually perform better. So if you have any questions, any queries, do ask me. Don't be afraid of asking. There's nothing to be afraid also. At least you are not seen in the camera, I am only seen. So if I don't answer, I'll be the one to be embarrassed, not you. So you can ask your questions as much as possible. Okay, so don't be afraid of it. Shall we move on to the next question? Yeah. So so this says, so it's basically about price of petrol and price of diesel. They just gave some random formulas saying that price of petrol, how it changes every day, how diesel changes every day, and they're asking on what day both prices are equal. Okay. So another tip for CSAT is you will generally find such long questions. You will even find like double of this size. You will find questions. So a tip for solving such questions would be convert everything that is in words to values or diagrams. Okay, convert everything into figures or diagrams. Your life will be easy. Your paper you will solve easily, and you will solve it in less time. If you just go on reading this, it will take long time, and that is not the purpose also. So your immediate knack should be to convert this into numbers. So what this says, from Jan 1, 2021, the price of petrol on mth day of year is 80 plus 0.1 m, where m is 1 to 100, and thereafter it remains constant. That means with each passing day, your petrol rate changes. And how does it change with the day? If let's say the day is 10th, you keep 10 here, you will get 80 plus 1, 90. So that day, on 10th day, the petrol rate will be 81 rupees. So it changes with day. But after 100 days, it remains constant. Means whatever is on 100th day, after that 101, 102, 103, it will remain constant. So if you keep m as 100 here, 80 plus 0.1 into 100, that is 10. So 80 plus 10, it is 90. So after 100th day, it will remain 90. So how do you represent this in mathematical way is cost of petrol. This is equal to 80 plus 0.1 m, where m can be 1, 2, so on 100. Yeah, and after 100 days it will be 90 for m greater than 100. Okay, this you understood how I got. On 100th day it will be 0.1 into 100, which will be 10. 80 plus 10, it will be 90. Okay. Now next what I was saying, on the other hand, the price of diesel on nth day is 2021 is 69 plus 0.15 n for any n. Means it does not say it remains constant, like it's a simple formula. So what it is, cost of diesel. Cost of diesel is 69 plus 0.15 n for any n. So this symbol means for any or for all. Okay, now what they are asking, so this is mathematical representation of first two statements. So you try to make this, any statement that they give, convert this into numbers. Once you convert into numbers or formulas, you can easily understand what the context is. So final statement what is asking, on which date in the year are the prices of these two fuels equal? So what you have to do is simply equate this with this. But again, you don't know to equate with this or this, it will be a problem. So an easy technique again would be to look at the options. You see, all are very close dates, 21st May, 20th May, 19th May, 18th May. Now you know that in a year, you know this thumb rule, right? This 31-30 rule. So just for those who don't know, on your fist, the ones which have bumps are the 31 days. So it's like January, then you have a depression February, then March, then April, then May, June, July. If you start from here again, August, September, October, November, December. So all the alternate months are generally 31 days. So that basic rule you should know about calendar. This will be useful in other questions also with respect to calendar thing. So now if you see first 4 months itself in any year, January, February, March, April, almost 120 days are over because 4 months, average 30 days, 4 into 30, 120 days are over. And you see he is asking in May. That means already the day has passed beyond 100. 120 is already April. May is like let's say 150, 140 is range. So that means we are in this range already. Okay, so we already know that the cost of petrol is 90 because it is beyond 100. All you need to do is find out when diesel's price will be 100. That will give you the answer. So what you have to do, you have to equate 69 plus 0.15 n is equal to 90. So because we already know the cost of petrol will be 90 on any day greater than 100, and the diesel's formula is this. So if you solve this basic thing, so how do you go about this? You know that 0.15 n is, it's a basic formula thing now. 0.15 n will be 21, n will be your 21 by 0.15, that is 2100 by 15. Okay, so now 3, it goes like 5 3s, 5 4, how much it goes? 425, 420 is it? 3 ones, 3 1, 140, right? So you will get your n as 140. Okay, that means 140th day of the year you will find that prices of diesel and petrol are same. Now you have to just find out what is 140th day of year 2021. Now you know year 2021 is not a leap year. That means February will have how many days? 28 days. So you have to calculate. January will have obviously every year 31 days. February will have 28 days. Jan, Feb. March will have how many days? 31. April will have 30. So you can just go by this thumb rule that I said. So if you calculate, this will be how much? 120 days already over. So 140 already 120 days are over. So you have only 20 days remaining. That means in May, 20th May, on 20th day of May month, you will find that diesel and petrol prices are same. This is how you go about it. And what is the catch or what is the key in this question? Is to represent everything that is given in statement in words to numbers. Once you do it, and second, the one which we have learned in previous question of seeing the options. Now, if you haven't seen these options, you don't know which case to take, whether it is below 100 or above 100. It will become difficult. But once you know that options are range above 100, you already know the price of petrol automatically. So your life becomes simple. So see options always, never go theoretically, just see the options, because again, as I said, since it's competitive exam, you should try to solve as fast as possible. Okay, any doubt in this question? Okay. And those watching online also, if you have any doubts or any suggestions, remarks, please put it in the comment section or wherever it is possible for you, so that we'll try to improve the course or the pedagogy or the teaching that is happening here. So we'll go to the next question. Yeah, so, yeah. Again, this question seems a little complicated, seems beyond our scope, seems bigger. Every possibility of leaving this question at the site of it, because it seems complicated. Always remember, we leave questions not based on the reality, but based on our perception of it. Okay, because your mind acts on base of perception in the exam. So you'll just see the question. It seems big. It says biology. It says doubling. It says population. The options are so difficult. I'll just leave it. Go to the next question. No, just wait for 1 second. Give it a thought. Just give it a brief reading. Just understand what it's saying. Within 1 minute, you'll understand this is well within your scope. So the basis of removing your fear is just being patient, reading the question once, trying to understand. You will realize it is in your scope. It is well within your reach. Let's see how it does. A biology class at high school predicted that the local population. So again, there will be a lot of nuisance in the question which you don't need. A biology class at high school predicted that not at all needed. You can just remove this. For the question, it is not needed. All you can know, local population of animals will double in size every 12 years. Okay, that means if today my population is 50, in next 12 years my population will become 100. Okay, that is a basic common sense which we can get it. The population at the beginning of year 2021 was estimated to be 50 animals. If P represent the population after n years, that means after any, let's say after n years have happened, the population will become P. That means if 1 year has happened, now like let's say 0 years have happened, that means my population will represent 50. Okay, now what is saying then, which one of the following equation represents the model for the class of population? So now he is giving a general formula. Ideally, if I were there, I would have gone and sit and done a mathematical derivation of the entire formula. which again as I said is not needed in your CSAT paper. CSAT, be very strategic, time is very important. Again as I said, when time is important you have options. But just from the seeing it, what do you know is if my n is 0, okay, that means no years have passed. Initial condition, my n is 0. I know that my population is 50. Okay, this you know, right? And let's say today my population is at 0 years, my population is 50. Can you tell me what will be next 12 years my population? 100? Any doubt in this? So that means after 12 years, my population will be 100. Okay, that's it. That's all I need to solve this question. I don't need any mathematical knowledge, any derivation, any theory. We'll see how we'll go about it. Okay. Now just put n equal to 0 in these formulas. If you put in first one, you'll get p as 12. But we know p should be 50. So this means this is gone. Next you put n as 0, you'll get p 50. So this might be an answer. Now this I think is a error in the question paper. I think it is 12 power n or something. You just look at it. What is the exact question? 12 power n. So this is 50 into, can you just give me that? Yeah, so this is actually 50 into 2 into 12 power n. Okay, so let's say if n is 0, this becomes 2 into 12 into 2 power 12 into 0, which is 2 power 0, which is 1. So this also becomes 50. So this can also be a possible solution. If you keep n 0 here, this again becomes 50. So with just basic knowledge with what the question has given, you could eliminate one option. Now let's take the second option. That is, if after 12 years your population should be 100. Now if you keep here 12, it will be 12 into 12 144 plus 50 194. So this is wrong. It can't be, p can't be 144. If you keep 12 here, it will be 50 power 2 into 12 into 12. So that is 50 into 2 power 144. At the very sight of it, you should cancel. Nothing that big can ever, 2 power 144 is a very big number. Just by seeing it, cancel the option. Now you have the fifth. So obviously when you have eliminated, this should be the option. But just to verify, if you place 12, this will be 2 power 12 by 12. That is 2 power 1. 50 into 2, it will be 100. So it will be, option is D. Just go by the options. Don't take too much load. And also, just by who have a little knack in maths can understand this is generally exponential in nature. So this or this can be the answer generally. This can't be linear. It is exponential. So answer generally is C or D. And if you just put these numbers, you'll understand this is D. But you don't need all those knowledge. You just have to understand the question. Put one basic application of knowledge. You'll get the answer. Any doubt? Okay. We'll go next. This question seems simple, but let's solve it as fast as possible. Okay. So in a class, it says 60% of students are from India and 50% of the students are girls. So another trick is whenever they give percentages, don't make life complicated by assuming some random number, like let's say there are 50 students or there are 500 students. Simple percent they have given, so assume there are 100 students. Okay, that's a trick. So in a class there are 60 students, 60% students from India. So just like India, let's assume total students as 100. Okay, that means India students are 60, then foreign will be how much? 40. Okay, now they are saying and 50% students are girls. So this classification is different. Don't confuse with nationality and gender. Okay, this is completely different classification. And what they are saying is girls is a separate, there can be girls from India or girls from foreign. So that is not a classification, this is a different classification. So you have girls who are 50 of them. And considering there are only girls and boys in the class, so boys will be 50. Okay. Okay. Now this is the given information. What next state? So again, first statement I am representing in terms of numbers. Makes life easier. Remember this. Next is if 30% of Indian students are girls. That means now Indian students you have how many? 60 students you have. Can someone tell me what is 30% of 60? 18. Okay. So how do you do that? 30% is 30 by 100 into 60 is equal to 18. So you have 18 students as girls. That means if in India, out of 60 students, 18 are girls, means how many are boys? 42. So you have 42 boys and 18 girls. Now you know that total girls are 50 and in India there are 18 girls, means in foreign how many will be there? Remaining of 50. So 50 is 50 minus 18, 32. So you have 32 girls. That means how many boys you will have? 8. Because total foreigners are 40, out of which 32 are girls, so 8 will be boys. Now what is asking? What percentage of foreign students are boys? So out of 40, you have 8 boys. So it's just asking the percentage. That is simply 8 by 40 into 100, which is 20%. Okay, so this will be the answer. This is relatively a simple question. You just need to represent it in numbers and get the answer. Any doubts? Okay, so we'll go to the next question. So this is another model of questions. Again, seems big, seems a lot of verbose in it, but just a glance or just a basic reading will get you the answer. So what he's saying is basically in these type of questions you will have one statement and he will see how many what type of conclusions can you make from these statements. So in such questions what I have observed is pie diagram helps a lot. So those who are unaware of pie diagrams, and also this class represents mostly engineers, but there may be students who are from arts background and from humanities background who who are not comfortable with pie diagrams. So just a pie diagram is nothing but, let's say, so pie diagram is nothing but, let's say, so this is how a basic pie diagram looks like. So let's say in the previous thing, let's say there are people from India, people from Tamil Nadu. No, wait. There should be two identities. Let's say there are people who like playing cricket, there are people who like playing basketball, and there are people who like other things. So let's say this is all the people who like cricket. This is all the people who like basketball. It never says that there can't be people who don't like both. So definitely there will be some people who like cricket and basketball. So that is this intersection area. Yeah, and there will always be people who don't like any of this. Let's say I like what, hockey. I like doing swimming. So let's say there are 100 students, out of which cricket are liked by 30, basketball by let's say 40, then others will be how many? No, that's wrong. Because again, as I said, there can be people who like both. So you should ask me the question next, how many of them like both? Okay, so B, generally it is written as intersection. B and C both, let's say there are 10 students who like both. Okay, so there will be a double counting of this 10 and here. So only once we have to count. So that will be 30, 40 minus 10. So 60 students in total like C and B. So there will be other 40 students who don't like anything. So you have to simply write here. So cricket and basket both are 10, but you know entire cricket is 30. So you write 20 here because already 10 like the common area. And basketball, you know, 40 students like it, but already 10 of them like both cricket and basketball. So only who like alone basketball is 30. Okay, so this is a basic and the outside students are 40. So this is a basics of Venn diagram, or it's called Venn diagram, not a pie chart. Technically, it's a Venn diagram. It's called Venn diagram, and you will find this concept helpful in your CSAT paper, because there will be a lot of questions which ask such intersections and which say, these many people like this as well as this. There are some people who like only this. So can you find out how many students are there? So this is how you have to represent. There will be always an intersection here, 20, 10, 30. That means let's say there are 30 students who like everything but 10 like common. So you have to first place the common thing here. Then you'll understand only people who only like cricket are 20, only who like basketball will be 30, and others, like since there are 100 students, others are 40. Okay. So coming back to this particular question. So this concept you can write down somewhere, it will be very helpful. So coming back to this question per se, what it says is, read the statement, some radios are mobiles, all mobiles are computers, some computers are watches. Okay, so he's giving some logical, statements he is making, and from these statements you have to understand, you have to conclude whether certainly some radios are watches and certainly some mobiles are watches. Okay, so how will you do it? Again, as I said, text is given, convert it into figures or values. Let's try converting into a diagram. Let's say this is all the radios you have. Okay. Now what is he saying? Some radios are mobiles. Okay. Remember, only some. He's not saying all mobiles. Only some radios are mobiles. So there will be a part of radios, since some radios, which will be mobiles. But he's also not saying that all mobiles are radios or some mobiles are. We can assume that there will be an intersection, like as we found when we say some people who like cricket like basketball. That doesn't mean all who like cricket like basketball or all who like basketball like cricket. Only there will be a small part of it which is intersection, that is this area. So some radios are mobiles, that statement can be represented with this Venn diagram. Next, what is saying? All mobiles are computers. Okay. That means if computers is a very big set in which mobiles are a small part. If you see this particular diagram, it says that wherever the mobile can be, it has to be within the computer diagram. That means any mobile is a computer. So all mobiles are computers. This represents that diagram. Next, what is saying? Some computers are watches. Again, this statement, how will you put? Similar to this one. Let's say this is computers, this is watches. There will be some area where some computers become watches. Okay. So if you see, again, see logically this might not make sense. How can radios be mobiles? How can mobiles be computers? And how can computers be watches? But just read the statement. It says that you have to take the statement to be true even if it seems to be at variance from the commonly known facts. So this is just a representation, an example. It doesn't actually mean that mobiles are computers. It is just for a mathematical understanding. So these three statements you can represent in terms of figures. First statement like this, second statement like this, third statement like this. Now based on this, what is he asking? Certainly some radios are watches. So for answering these conclusions, you have to have a combined figure of this. So how will you make this? I hope all of you have done this, so I'll just show you how to do this. Okay, so a combined diagram of those three statements will look something like this. Some radios are mobiles, you have that intersection area, and all mobiles come under computers, so mobile is within computer, and some computers are watches, so again there will be an intersection area. This might seem a little complicated, but with a little understanding you will get that, okay, this will be the conclusive diagram for all these statements combined. So from this particular figure, can you find out this? Certainly some radios are watches. Can you conclude this? Because he says certainly. Certainly means pakka. Kandipa, it should be, some radios should be watches, but it does not. See, radios are here, watches are here. Radios are here, watches are here, and there is no intersection per se. That means this is a wrong statement. Second, what is he saying? Certainly some mobiles are watches. That means some mobiles are watches, but you can see there is no intersection at all. And he's saying certainly. Certainly, if you want to negate any statement which says certainly, even if you give one counter example also, this entire statement will be wrong. And now I have given you a condition where it shows that mobiles and watches have nothing to do in common. But what is he saying? Certainly some mobiles are watches, which need not be true. So just cancel. So which one of the following is correct? Neither is correct. Any doubt? Because see, this is a very important question, because this is called a logical conclusion. So they'll give you one statement, ask you to conclude based on logic. So this is Okay, this is computer science and all, but basically logic works like this. Based on the given information only, you should be able to conclude this. And again, as I said, certainly means even if you give one opposite example or one negative example of these statements, this entire statement will be wrong, and you could give one here. We will see another similar question where you will find that you can't give any negative example, then that statement will become true. That we will see in the next coming questions.